What is going on, everybody? How are we doing this weekend? Hopefully we've all calmed down a little bit after the PS5 game announcements and all the announcements that we saw. And we're ready to dig back into some of the PS4 stuff. We've got some amazing games coming out over the next wee while. Last of Us is coming out this coming week. And yeah, we've got some massive stuff still happening on the PS4. So this is the Platinum Trophy Show. Let's dive in and take a look at all the new stuff coming out. Alrighty guys, how are we doing today? This is the Platinum Trophy Show. This is my weekly show where we go over all the latest trophy news that's happened this week. We look at all the new games that are coming out on PSN profiles and just general trophy news. So, first thing I wanted to do is apologize for last week's episode. It didn't go ahead. Unfortunately, I did film the episode and then my computer decided to have a complete meltdown and I lost everything. So I subsequently lost my entire recording for the Platinum Trophy Show and the drop last week. So I'll try and make it up to you guys this week by making it an extra exciting episode. I guess it's going to kind of be a double episode because I got to cover all the stuff I covered last week as well as all the new stuff this week. So that's the reason there was no episode last week. So again, sorry about that. This week we have a decent amount of stuff to go over given I didn't do an episode last week. So I guess we kind of just dive in. First point on the agenda is no, there hasn't been a patch for Mafia 2 yet. I know you guys are excited about it. I know you guys keep asking me about it. Literally get dozens of comments a day asking about the patch. I don't have any more information about it. They don't have any more information about it. If you go onto Mafia's Twitter channels, every single person leaving comments is asking about the patch for Mafia 2 and Mafia 3, and they just keep responding saying they're working on it. They'll have more information soon. As soon as they get more information, I promise I will post a video about it. Those videos tend to do very well. The Mafia videos, you guys seem to be super excited about them, so maybe my SEO is like working well towards Mafia. Yeah, I'd love to keep making Mafia updates, but I feel like it kind of becomes redundant after a while if there's no new information, so let's just hang tight and see. They did show Mafia, Original Mafia Definitive Edition Remake during the PC gaming show today, and it looked so good. It looked really, really good, so obviously they're putting a lot of time into that. I'm sure we'll have some more information about Mafia soon. Next up, we have potentially a leaks list for The Last of Us Part 2. There is no story spoilers or anything in it, so I'm going to show it now. It is still like TBC, so I don't know if this is the legit list or not, but let's dive in and take a look at it. So over on PlayStationTrophies.org, we've had a number of different posts about the list. This, I feel, is the most accurate version. So this is posted by Wozamil, and that's actually Brian over at PS5 Trophies. A big YouTube channel. You guys are probably super familiar with him. And he's posted a English translated version of the list. I think the previous version of the list that was posted was I guess, what do you call it? A translated version. I think it was from like Polish or something like that because there was some weird references in there. The reason I didn't post this yesterday when it popped up is because I wasn't 100% convinced that the list was real. There's a lot of jank trophies in here, and I sort of felt like I didn't want to post something without knowing with a certain level of confidence that it was legit. I saw that Brian posted it, and so did PowerPYX, and I just wasn't sure. I looked back at what the original source was for where this list leaked from, and it was this dodgy subreddit about The Last of Us 2 spoilers, and I just sort of felt like someone's probably pulling someone's leg here, and it's not legit. After everyone's posted this, it does seem kind of real, and a couple of other people who have the game have commented on grindy trophies for collectibles. So now that I've heard that as well, I do feel like there's a little bit more credibility to this list. Given that's the case, I feel more comfortable posting it. But let's just say, this is a TBC leaked trophy list for The Last of Us Part 2. It might not necessarily be a real trophy list for The Last of Us Part 2. Alright, let's go through each of the trophies in this. I feel like this is kind of worthwhile doing. We'll go through each of these and then we'll get on to some other topics afterwards. So let's start at the top. We've got every last one of them, and that is collect all trophies. That's the Platinum Trophy. The name seems kind of fitting. It's the line she used in the DLC, in the very first trailer for the game. So I think it makes sense. What I had to do, that's complete the story. Again, it's another quote from a trailer from The Last of Us Part 2. And that looks like it's just finished the story. It's probably a unmissable trophy. We've got Survival Expert, which is learn all player upgrades. I'm guessing that's leveling Ellie up to full. There was a similar trophy like this in the original. It's just maxing out your character's stats. Arms Master, fully upgrade all weapons. Same thing again. I think that there's nothing like surprising about either of those two. They're just maxing out all your stuff. Find all artifact and journal entries. That's Archivist. I think there was actually a journal entry trophy for the first one as well. So those ones there all seem pretty reasonable. They're like your cumulative level your stuff up to 100% and get 100%. Then you've got the collectible one. So the journal one and the artifact one are probably, collectibles. The other two are 100%. The other collectibles go into finding all the trading cards and finding all coins, as well as finding all workbenches. So that's like these 4 trophies here are your 4 like levels of max your collectible trophies. So I'm guessing there's 4 types of collectibles in the game, which is disappointing. I mean, collectibles are fine, but it's just a lot of collectibles. I should have said that at the top. The entire list is essentially collectibles. So we've got fully upgrade a single weapon. So that's your obviously like tier down from the previous trophy. Learn all player upgrades in one branch and unlock. Okay, let's just talk about those two. So those two are the lower tier version of those 2 gold trophies for finding all upgrades in a single like upgrade tree and then upgrading a single weapon. We don't know what the upgrade branch looks like yet because it wasn't featured in any of the reviews that I could see, so I don't know how time consuming or difficult that's going to be. Unlock every safe. That to me feels like that Shiv trophy that was in the original, where you had to like use your shivs to unlock the particular doors. Maybe it's the same where you use shivs to open the safes and they're like can be kind of janky. I don't know. Visit every location in downtown Seattle. That's another. It's technically a collectible trophy. You've just got to go to every spot, I'm guessing. Yeah, just another type of collectible, but this one's a silver, not a gold. Find all training manuals. That there appears to be a different collectible. I don't know if this is like a certain part of the game you earn these, or like there's less of them because this is a silver rather than a gold, but it doesn't appear to divvy up into another one of these golds unless they count as journal entries, but I imagine they would have referenced that, so I'm guessing that the training manuals are separate. Yeah, we've got here learn 25 player upgrades. That's for, I guess, like upgrading your player. That's probably between weapons and upgrade trees, upgrade branches. So I'm guessing that's why that's there. We've got find all weapons. That's just, I guess, for picking them all up. Then we've got like our lower tier of the workbench. So find 12 workbenches. Maybe that's half of them. That probably makes sense. So I'm guessing, because we've got here find all workbenches. It doesn't say how many. Find 12 was kind of a random number, so I'm guessing there's probably 24 of them in the game. Craft every item. It's obviously just crafting an item once. Upgrading a weapon, just using your first upgrade. These are getting into bronze, by the way, so this is like the gimme type stuff. Learn a player upgrades. It's a single one. Earning 5 trading cards and 5 coins, so that's our lowest version of those collectibles. Then we've got 3 hidden trophies. My guess is they'll be for particular story elements in the game, but we don't have any information on what those are yet. We've got find the strange artifact. This is in all Naughty Dog games. It's always the egg from Jack and Daxter. One of the it's not a precursor orb. It's a relic, I think they're called. Maybe it is just called an artifact. One of you guys, I'm sure, will know. You better let me know in the comments down below. And then we got find the engraved ring, which is a specific collectible as well. I'm guessing the engraved ring is. And like, correct me if I'm wrong again, I don't think there's a ring reference in The Last of Us, so I'm guessing this is Nathan Drake's ring that he wears around his neck in all of the Uncharted games. That's just my guess though. So great and small. I think the ring is like, it's got Latin on it and it says greatness from small beginnings. So I think the name of that description probably makes sense to me. It's probably your Uncharted reference and that's your Jack and Daxter reference. I feel like it's kind of cool though because Naughty Dog's chucking a few references to their old games in there, so that's pretty neat. From the 2 that they own, at least, Jack and Daxter and Uncharted. So that's the full trophy list. Genuinely don't know how I feel about it. I think it's disappointing, but it's no more disappointing than the original Last of Us trophy list. I think the original had a disappointing trophy list for a different reason, and that was because the majority of that list was like bunched up with story finishing the game trophies, and those were equally as janky as these collectible trophies. There's nothing inspiring in here. I get that they probably didn't want to put anything spoilery in the trophy list because they didn't want to have a trophy associated with like a big spoilery moment. And I do get that as well. The game's about immersion, the game's about like diving into that narrative, and you don't necessarily want a trophy popping when you just have this big emotional beat in the game. So I do kind of see it from that perspective, and I kind of understand why that doesn't exist. However, I think there needed to be a bit of middle ground. Naughty Dog always tend to get their trophy lists wrong, and I just don't know why. I don't know why this keeps happening with them. I thought really quickly, just to compare, I'd pull up the original Last of Us trophy list. There's no spoilers in here, so don't worry, but as you can see here, we've got collectible, find all the pendants, collect all the comics, find all artifacts, find all training manuals, so like collectible, 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 and then find all collectibles. Craft every item, unlock all the Shiv doors, which I guess is kind of like the safe doors. Find or upgrade Joel, fully upgrade Joel with supplements, fully upgrade all weapons, engage all optional conversations. Okay, so far we've got upgrade our character to max and then just collectibles, exactly the same as what we've got in this other list. Engage all optional conversations, that was such an annoying trophy. Survive all of Ellie's jokes, again, that was like a missable annoying trophy. And then we've just got these. Complete the game on easy, normal, hard, and survivor. Then complete the game on normal, easy, normal, hard, and survivor plus, which is your new game plus mode. Then we've got here, win a game of supply raid and survivors. And then these other 4 trophies are all online trophies. So again, like, this trophy list equally sucks. It's equally as frustrating. You have to play the game more because you have to play on these different difficulties if you've played it on normal or whatever, and then on a new game plus, which is frustrating. But then it's just a collectathon. So I feel like they kind of didn't learn anything between the 2 trophy lists, and they've just sort of done exactly the same thing again, which is frustrating. I would say, like, given we know the length of the game is around like 25 to 30 hours now because the reviews that have gone live, I would say the platinum for this game is probably going to take you around that 35 to 40 hours because you're going to have to obviously be searching for collectibles. With a guide, though, that will be they'll just be super, super easy. Then the only thing that could potentially make this challenging is if you have to play through the game twice for any of these. So if there are particular collectibles that are missable, or if the player upgrades potentially, like, you can't do them all in a single playthrough, you need to go back through on New Game Plus to get enough like points to upgrade your player, then that's an option. Or if this annoying door, unlock every safe trophy, is frustrating, like the Shiv trophy, where if you used a Shiv on an enemy, there wasn't enough Shivs in the game to unlock the doors or something like that. So that, I think that was what it was, right? Or did you have to play through the game twice to get enough Shivs to open all the doors? Whichever way it is, if that's like that, then you might have to play through the game twice. So that's worth pointing out. But that's the full Last of Us Part 2 trophy list. Let me know what you guys think of it down below. I'm really curious to get your thoughts on it as well. And yeah, let's have a discussion about that. See if you think it's any good or if you're meh. Personally, I'm probably a little bit disappointed. It's not a very inspired list, but it does seem pretty easy. So, I mean, that's kind of a good thing as well. So, looking at the server shutdowns and stuff that is happening this week, there's really nothing new. The only thing to point out is a couple of weeks ago, the Killzone Mercenary servers shut off, and they've been turned back on again. So, you can earn those trophies in the Vita version of that. I actually pulled out like 4 Vitas to do that, and I haven't got around to doing it yet, but I need to. If anyone's like keen to boost any of those Killzone Mercenary trophies, let me know in the comments below, and maybe we can do that. I'm pretty keen to get those trophies out of the way, so I have the option to get the platinum at a later point. But otherwise, there's like nothing else in terms of server shutdowns that we need to worry about immediately. Having a look quickly over on GameStat, this is the website where you can see all the new stuff coming out on the PlayStation Store. This updates weekly, so it's not like super frequent, but I thought it was kind of interesting. Like, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer has gone up. I know this game's been delayed tons, so it's kind of interesting that that's obviously coming to PlayStation Network soon, like within the next couple of weeks. Unfortunately, we don't have a drop again this week, probably because of all the PS5 news, so who knows when that's happening. But otherwise, like, there's nothing else on here I mean, unless I'm missing something, there's nothing else on here that I feel like stands out to me. If we go over to PSN profiles, we've got a ton of new stuff because we've got 2 weeks of content essentially to go through. I've pulled out the things I think are the most like interesting to talk about. We've got this game here called Radio Squid. It's just got golds, so it's 11 golds, which normally indicates to me it's going to be pretty easy. There's a trophy for beating a boss on floor 1, 2, and 3, using bombs to clear 5 bullets, killing 10 enemies, 20 enemies, having at least 30 coins in your possession, 50 coins in your possession, revive yourself, click 5 items, and warp around the side of a stage 10 times. To me, that feels like a super, super easy trophy list. So I would say watch out for this one when it finally comes out. I don't know when the game's coming out though, so who knows. But maybe there's information on this other stack. No, it's got 2 stacks and it looks like a simple trophy list. The only things that could be time consuming is beating the bosses on each of the different floors. However, based on the fact that it's only got 11 golds, I would say it's easy. Let me actually just find out who is publishing this. I found the developer and this is the game, but I can't find out who the publisher is, so I'm not sure. The game looks... Honestly, the game actually looks easier than I expected it to, so I would definitely say this is going to be an easy platinum. It just seems like it's like a take on shoot 'em ups. Yeah, but not sure if it's like a Rattlika game or an East Asia Soft game. It does feel like one of the games that those guys would publish. Maybe it's just an independently published game that's going to be like really simple though. We've got this game here called Sushi Break. This is only out on the European store at the moment. It looks like a bubble, pop kind of game. But like you've got a ton of people earning platinums in this one already. There's a lot of bronze and a lot of silvers. However, it doesn't seem to be taking people very long to platinum. So if we go to the platinum club here, sorry, the 100% club, you can see it's taken people about an hour and a half to platinum. So I'd say it's like a 2-hour platinum, this one. It looks like a puzzle game of some sort. So potentially another easy plat. I haven't seen too much about this online. I haven't seen any guides or walkthroughs or anything. And there's nothing on here, obviously, in terms of guides and walkthroughs. But it does seem to be pretty straightforward. If you're in Europe as well, the game's out already, so you can purchase some plat. I might grab this afternoon and mess around with it a little bit and see how easy it is, but I do feel like it's probably going to be an easy platinum. So that's Sushi Breaker. We've got Read 2. This has come out on like tons of platforms now. This is a Rattlika game. We've just got another stack for it now, so this is our 5th stack for this game. It's a really easy plat if you don't have it already. We've only got 11 golds here. Actually, I wonder if that 11 golds... Radio Squid had 11 golds as well. I wonder if that's like an MO for Rattlika. I feel like it could be. But yeah, anyway, Read 2, you've got another stacking trophy list if you're into stacking lists. We had this game, Awesome P2, come out as well. You might remember the first one from a couple of years ago. This one here has 27 trophies, but they're all for just finding all the collecting all the treasures on each stage, all the way through till stage 24. So you do have to play through the whole game. I started playing this a little bit, and it is slightly challenging. There is some difficulty to it. I did get given a code for this one, so I was going to make a separate video about it. I might still do that, but there's really nothing to it. You just have to play the game and collect all the coins on each stage. If you die, it just resets you at the start of the stage. You just have to play through it. It's essentially play each stage flawlessly, collecting everything. It's an interesting one. It's not my kind of game, but I mean, some people might be into it. You've got like people who are finishing it in under an hour, so you know it's definitely achievable. I mean, it's an easy plat at the end of the day. It's just annoying. We have Beyond Blue come out as well. This isn't like a 10-minute platinum or anything like that, but it is an easy platinum. Just the fact that we've got 44% earning the platinum trophy already. We can see that people are finishing it in about 3 to 4 hours, so it's like a 4 to 5 hour platinum. This is one of the games I suggested we look out for this month. It's a scuba diving game made by a studio called Eline. They took information and voiceovers from the Planet Blue 2, I guess, documentary from the BBC, and they've produced this really cool diving sim, I guess, or diving experience, maybe we call it. It looks neat. I actually am kind of into it. I am going to buy this one and play it this afternoon, so pretty keen to check this one out myself. The trophy list is really straightforward. It's for completing each of the dives, unlocking all the different information about the different fish and sharks and sea creatures that you're looking for. So it seems like a pretty straightforward platinum, I would say. I'll play around with it this afternoon and I'll be able to tell you guys a little bit more about it though. Now there's two more games. We have Disintegration, which again is another one of the sort of like key games for this month. This is a FPS, no, it's like an FPS tactical game. You're commanding troops, but you're also shooting at the same time. It's made by some of the team who worked on Halo, so it's ex-Halo developers. It's not going to be an easy platinum, like we can see that from here. The game, I don't believe the game's out yet. No, I just looked on the PlayStation Store. It's not available yet, but obviously review copies have gone out. I don't know about this one. There's a lot of campaign-based trophies. Let's look at the golds. So we've got here, complete all challenges on recruit difficulty or higher. I mean, that doesn't seem too hard. That just seems like finishing a game. Complete all campaign challenges. That's probably slightly harder. Final bonus salvage containers. That's probably a collectible. Upgrade every squad unit. And complete any mission on Outlaw. Only one mission, though, so that's not too bad. The game could potentially be interesting then. It's supposedly got like an interesting narrative and stuff to it, so it could be worth checking out if you guys are into like the Halo Destiny style games. And this is, I believe, like kind of a take on that in terms of the way it looks and plays, plus the narrative, but then it's also got these RTS kind of elements in there as well. So yeah, interesting list. These here just look like finishing all the different missions and then leveling up to 10, use your slow field on 20 enemies. Like, they don't seem too bad, to be fair. Like, no one's got the platinum. Oh, actually, no, people do have the platinum. Let's see if it won't be in the 100% club yet, though, right? No, because no one's 100%ed it on PSN profiles. But it should be a pretty straightforward plat. So, yeah, it's worth pointing out. All right, the last one I want to talk about is this game here. And then this is called Finger on the Roof Go Rooftop Runner Trophies. Now, I don't really know where to start with this one. These guys released a game a couple of weeks ago, or actually a couple of months ago now. And what you could do is there was a code you could input in the debug menu and you just could unlock all the trophies so you could get the platinum in like 5 minutes. This one here, I feel like it's going to be the same. The game doesn't look very good. I looked at some gameplay of it. It looks really unfun. I think it's like $1.99 on the US PlayStation Store. Now there's a ton of trophies. I don't know if I've ever seen a trophy list, like a base trophy list with 64 trophies in it. So to start with, that's pretty full on. The thing that's weird about it though is the names they've done. So like they've like put a ton of work into the descriptions and it seems weird. Like some guys obviously having a laugh at it. We've got like a heap of bronzes because you couldn't get away with a trophy list that big without just a ton of bronze. We've got like clearing each of the stages and stuff, but it gets weird when you start getting down here where like he's just got this like paragraph of text for the description of this trophy and it's just a troll. He's trolling. Like that's all it is. Same thing here. Like, yeah, like he's singing a song. Traverse 50 buildings. Like, and he's like, oh, there's the character limit. That's disappointing. So I guess the character limit for a trophy list is 1,000 characters by the looks of it. But yeah, he's just got these like giant blocks of text in each of these. I don't know if that's like it's endearing or it's just like kind of taking the piss a little bit. I'm not really sure. I don't know how I feel about it. I looked at the game. I thought, hey, maybe it's going to be an easy plat, so I'll pull together a list for it. But after looking at the gameplay of the game, I was just like, I don't even think I can bring myself to playing this. It looks so bad. I mean, some people have done it in under an hour, but I would say it's going to be a couple of hours to platinum this one. Not everyone's even done it. Like, yeah, I'd say it's definitely a few hours to platinum. So yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be an easy plat if you want to bring yourself to doing that. But I would say like the Ratalika games are better made than these, and same with the East Asia stuff games. A lot of those are just better made games. So yeah, I don't know. Is it worth it? Is it not? Who knows? But that's it for this week. That's all of the games that I wanted to talk about. There's obviously other stuff on here, but it's just we have to pick and choose what we talk about each week. Otherwise, these episodes just become longer and longer. This one, in fact, is going to be double length anyway. But yeah, let me know what you think. Like, was there anything interesting this week that I missed that you guys want to discuss? I can incorporate it in next week's episode. What did you think of this week's episode of the Platinum Trophy Show? What did you think of the games coming out this week? Are you guys going to be checking out any of these? And yeah, I'm curious to have a discussion with you guys about it down below. I know that I love talking to you guys in the comment section about all this stuff. So very curious to get your thoughts. And yeah, that's the Platinum Trophy Show for this week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It helps out the channel enormously. And yeah, only a few more days till The Last of Us Part 2. It's pretty exciting. All right, guys, I'm going to head off. I'm going to go check out these two games. I'm going to go check out Sushi Break, I think it's called actually, and Beyond Blue. That's the other one I'm going to check out. So we'll see how those go this afternoon. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.